Scott's up. What's up, Scott? He says Google Search Console is not allowing us to request individual page indexing. This will supposedly last several weeks while Google updates infrastructure. Is there any new strategy for indexation for individual pages? I will use the mgyb.co for multiple pages. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So there's a few things that you can do. I'm going to talk about all of them right now. That's a good question. This came up in our mastermind recently too. And I did some research. There's a few tricks. Number one, let's go back to MGYB, guys, because it's very inexpensive. I was just talking about the indexing service. It works really, really well. So if you come down here and look at backlink indexing right there. Okay. It's very inexpensive. You can buy credits. So 2,500 credits, indexing credits is $10, right? 50,000 indexing credits is $80. If you're trying to like index money site pages, you can use this service because it works really, really well to just go in there and paste. You know, you can do one at a time. It's fine. You buy credits and then the credits are available. And when you log into the dashboard of MGYB, you go to link indexing and it tells you right in the dashboard how many credits you have available. And then you can just paste in your URLs and do that. That's one way to do it. Okay. Another way to do it would be to resubmit your sitemap to Google Search Console. You can also do a GMB post if it's for a local. You can do a GMB post and use the CTA button, the call to action button in a GMB post, like the learn more button, for example, and link to the page that you want to index, then publish the GMB post. That will tend to get it to index rather quickly too. Also, you can, if you have a Twitter account that has real followers, you know, real activity, you can always tweet the URL. That will oftentimes get it indexed rather quickly. Or do a Twitter moment, create a Twitter moment with the URL. That will also get it to index. Not only that, but Twitter moments are pretty powerful. They're pretty powerful. So you can also create a Twitter moment with the link to the page that you want to index, then take the Twitter moment URL, and you can use that to hammer that with backlinks, because Twitter will clean that link, or link laundering is what we call it, right? It will launder that link, but it will help push authority through Twitter into that particular page. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. And lastly, I'm going to put this on the page. This is a WordPress plugin by Rank Math. They have a full SEO plugin, but that you can install just this, which is called the Instant Indexing API plugin that connects to Google. You have to go to Google Developers, so developers.google.com. You have to make sure that you have billing details, like a credit card enabled for the developer console. You have to have billing enabled, and a credit card added to the account, or billing source added to the account. It can be a direct bank debit, so it can debit from your bank account, or you can add a credit card, but you have to have a billing set up inside of it. And then you can connect and there's help files in here to tell you how to do it, but you then connect directly to the Google indexing API. There's a warning that even the plugin developers mentioned, that Google states that you're only supposed to be directly submitting links to the indexing API if it's for live stream sites or something else. I think news sites or something like that. But they tell you, they even in the help files, they say, so use at your own risk. But I've got this on several sites right now, guys. I'm not kidding, because of the very reason that Scott just brought up, that the URL inspection and in request indexing in Search Console, when you go to request indexing, it's kind of grayed out and it says it's been disabled for likely weeks while some upgrades are being done. And who knows, they might not ever re-enable that again. So instead, go directly to their API, and it's instant. Like, what's cool about this is when you set this plugin up on a WordPress site, there's two ways to do it, right? One is, once it's connected to the API and everything, whenever you go to publish a post or a page, or update a page or a post, it can automatically send it to the API for indexing. So even if it's already indexed, but you make a change, when you click the update button, it will automatically send it or ping Google to come recrawl it and re-index it. But what's also cool about it is, if you go to the plugin settings on the left, the left sidebar, you click on the instant indexer or instant indexing or whatever it's called in the WordPress dashboard. When you click on that, and then the settings panel, there's actually a window where you can paste URLs in there, and then click submit, and it will submit all those URLs to the indexer all at once. So that's something else that you can do, is try that. Okay. And I've got, like I said, I've got this installed on multiple sites right now, ever since the Search Console request indexing was disabled. All right. So let me put this on here. And it only takes, I don't know, about 10 minutes to set it up. And once you set it up once, it's, you know, you'll be more familiar with it, and you can do it on more. You can, by the way, you can use the same API, like the same developer's account for multiple sites. I've mentioned this. Somebody else was asking a question about G Suite the other day. For almost every project that I set up a G Suite account now. So every single project that I have now has its own Google account, its own billing details, you know, it's because it's a G Suite account. So I usually go in and I do a 1-to-1 ratio. So unless, like, if it's a brand that has multiple websites, then every website under that brand will share the same API, so the same developer's account essentially. But if, you know, for everything else, I do a 1-to-1 ratio. So, you know, if it's a client, for example, I set up G Suite for them, but, you know, they pay for it. And then I go in and set up the API, the Google indexing API on their account. If it's projects for me, I do a separate G Suite account for each, like lead gen brand, for example. And each one of them has their own API, their own billing details, and all of that. Okay. So there you go. Try it out. It's good. Well, there's Marco must be watching. There's his donation link. So he must be watching. That's kind of interesting, right?